15 years ago, Rogers Gardens was surrounded by lush lawns and lots of them. Times change and so do landscapes. In August of 2015, we took on the ambitious project of removing the last remnant of our lawns.
Hi, my name's Tracy, horticulturist and team leader at Rogers Gardens, and today we're on day 5 of killing our lawn. Now I'm going to share with you the steps that we took to make this possible so we could transform this nice lawn into a beautiful landscape.
We thought you might be interested in how we did it. Perhaps it'll inspire you to do something similar. So here is the first step. Create a plan. We knew we wanted to replace our corner lawn, and it was about 6,000 square feet with a background of established trees and shrubs. We measured and plotted the area digitally using computer-aided design software. By using the software, we were able to redesign, move plants, change contours, and make other adjustments. Once the plant was made, a complete itemized plant and materials list was created, and everything was ordered. Step 2 is to kill the lawn. Killing the lawn is an intimidating process for some people, but if it's done correctly, then it won't return with a vengeance or reinfest any new plantings. So here's how we did it. From mid-summer through the end of October is the best lawn killing season in Southern California. It's nice and warm, so the grass is still growing, which means it's the perfect time to kill it. We're organic gardeners at Rogers Gardens, selling only organic natural fertilizers and pest controls. When killing the lawn, you have to choose the right day and use a high-quality hose end sprayer. We picked a warm day, but not too hot, with definitely no breeze. Air temperatures were in the mid-70s, and that made it ideal. And you spray each blade thoroughly. Do a crisscross pattern so you make sure not to miss any sections. Then we turned off all the irrigation completely and waited. Within 2 weeks, the grass was straw brown and dead, root and all. This takes us to step 3, remove the dead turf. To remove the old sod, we used a sod cutter, a gas-powered machine that slowly moves across the old turf and cuts a section 12 inches wide and with about an inch of the soil and the root mass. Once cut, the dead sod needs to be scooped up, loaded into a special bin, and hauled to a green waste facility. An alternative could be using a mower to scalp the dead grass down close to the soil as possible.
Now that the grass is dead, we've rented a sod cutter. The sod cutter is actually going to cut a 1-inch layer of the soil surface, including the grass roots, and it's going to lift it up. In order to make this really effective, we turned on the irrigation last night for just a little bit so we could get the soil ever so slightly wet so it clumps together. So when that sod cutter goes through, it'll pick up all the roots. Then we have to dispose of it. So it's a big shoveling job. Got to get all that old grass out, put it in a dumpster, and then you're ready for planting.
Step 4 is to do some rough grading and layout. We changed the grade of the soil in several areas, creating mounds and gentle contours to give the area more interest. This may or may not be something you're wanting to tackle, but it's really great to showcase particular planting areas. We also roughly marked off our future pathways. Step 5, soil amendment, delivery, and final grading. To build up the raised areas, we added about 50 cubic yards of soil to our landscape. The soil chosen is an important decision, and the least expensive is not necessarily the best choice. We brought in a blend called 50/50 and purchased it at a reliable supplier with a good reputation. 4 truckloads were delivered, one by one, over the course of 2 days and strategically dumped right where we needed them. An extra step that we did that you probably won't do was to give the gazebo a facelift. With our installation, we really decided that we needed to give our classic gazebo a new look as well. We put up some high screens around the gazebo, added scaffolding, and spent 2 days removing all the white paint from the structure. Once all the white paint was removed, the entire gazebo was brushed by hand with a heavy-duty wood sealant that will preserve the gazebo's natural beauty and wood grain. Step 6 is to install the walkways. Once the soil was graded and the final contours were established, we were ready to install the meandering pathway. The path was laid out first by marking the soil with bright landscape paint. The borders of the pathway were made of a 2-inch wood composite material with stakes about every 8 or 10 feet. The edges of the path were set about 30 inches apart for a comfortable walking distance for 2 people to use. 5 cubic yards of decomposed granite was added to a depth of 2 inches over the entire length of the path. The decomposed granite was smoothed with rakes and then compacted with a power machine called a tamper. A tamper compacts the material and creates a beautiful walking surface. Step 7 is coordinating the plant deliveries. During the week before the installation, about 3,500 plants were delivered to Rogers Gardens from sources all over California. We chose California-friendly, low-water plants, and once we were ready to plant, we carted all these plants out to the new landscape and lined them up on the corner. Step 8 is spotting the plants. In other words, putting them exactly where we wanted them in the landscape. Oftentimes we had to replace them just to get the forms and textures right. Eventually, all the plants were in their place, covering the entire 6,000 square foot area, and we could really visualize the new landscape. Step 9 is planting. With every plant in its place, we were ready to begin planting. Larger plants generally were installed first, then the smaller plants, moving from the rear to the front of the landscape. Step 10, we made a lot of irrigation adjustments. As the plants went into the ground, some irrigation needed to be adjusted. The first step was to repair any breaks or leaks, and then we needed to adjust risers and pop-up sprinkler heads so that they could be repositioned to better irrigate the area. We also flushed the system and adjusted the radius and arc of each head. In order to eliminate any overspray or runoff, we replaced all our parkway irrigation using surface irrigation, soakers, and a drip system. Step 11, surface mulching. As anyone who's ever installed a new landscape, weed prevention is crucial. Now that we have a new landscape, we want to put down a good 3-inch layer of mulch so that we could save up to 30 inches of water and prevent any weed seed from invariably germinating.
Let Rogers Gardens set the example for how easy it can be to follow this 11-step program of transforming your lawn into a beautiful California-friendly, low-water landscape. If you have any questions, come and speak with a horticulturist or work with our landscape design team to get the job done.